Hello everybody, we're going to start today with the second part of speech in English, which is the pronoun. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of one or more nouns or pronouns. I know that the definition sounds a bit complicated because I have nouns, I have pronouns, I have repetition, but I can assure you, hopefully, that during explanation, we'll figure out the correct meaning, and after studying the usage, we'll see what does a pronoun do and what it is basically. Okay, I'll start with the types, the basic types of pronouns: personal, reflexive, intensive, demonstrative, interrogative, relative, indefinite, possessive, and reciprocal. For possessive, I know you guys are wondering, why is it written in blue? I wrote possessive in blue because I don't want to say it's not a type of pronoun, but we're going to see that it's kind of repeated in personal and reflexive. We'll see later on. But it is still a type of pronoun. I just feel that it needs a little bit focus. Okay, it needs more focus than the other pronouns because it is kind of related to all. And even all types of pronouns are kind of related to each other in some way or another. We might notice repetition. We might notice different forms, similar forms, because pronouns are just, they depend on meaning, okay? To be honest, pronouns really depend on meaning, on their position in a sentence. Okay, so we'll explain each type separately and we'll figure out the differences during the video. So, number one, personal pronouns. Personal pronouns refer to three things. From the word personal, I get person. Person refers to first person, second person, or third person. What is first person? First person pronouns are pronouns that refer to one's own speaking, meaning I speak about myself, or we speak about ourselves. Okay? Second person, one spoken to. I speak to you. Okay? I speak to you. So I'm talking to you. Third person, one spoken about, meaning I speak about people that are not there. He, she, they, them, whatever. We're going to categorize them later on. So first, let's take the basic concepts. First person, second person, third person. First person, one's own speaking. I'm talking about me. I'm there, and I'm talking about myself. Or we're there, and we're talking about ourselves. For second person, two people are there, or two or more people are there. One is talking to another. So this another is the second person. I'm talking to you. So you are second person. Third person, one spoken about. You might be there. The person might be there, might not be there. Anyway, it just means that I'm talking about him, her, etc. Okay? Now, the following list shows, let's say, not all personal pronouns, but the basic. Okay? I, me, he, him, she, her, it, they, them, we, us, you. I'm going to tell you why, but later on, what's the difference between this column and this? But for now, let's take each pronoun separately. For instance, let's take I and me. I'm talking about myself. I'm there. I and me. I and me are considered first person. Okay? And they could be used, so I'm going to use for first person number one. And for a female or male, F and M. Female, girl, feminine, and male, M, boy, masculine. Okay, so for this, you can use it for female, you can as well use it for male. As for the singular and plural part, I'm going to explain later on. Okay, moving on to he and him. Let's see. I am standing right there, I, and I'm talking about a person who might not be there. So he and him are considered third person because I'm speaking about them. So for he and him, I'm going to use number 3 for third person, and only. He and him are for male humans. Okay? Male humans. Moving on to she and her. Exactly just like he and him. She, her. I'm right there. I might be talking about someone who might not be there. About. Remember the word about. About refers to third person. So, third person, only F. Female. She and her are for female humans. Alright, it. It and it. Also, I repeat that there is a difference between this it and this it. Only in the position in the sentence, not anything else. Same meaning and so, but I'm going to be explaining that part later. Okay, so for it, I'm talking about it. Or, okay, I might be, how can I say this? I'm speaking about a thing. Okay, so this is for thing. That might not be there. This is for it. So, third person, female and male, but let's remember things and animals. Animals that I don't own. There's a common mistake that everybody makes in English when I talk about any elephant, any cat, any dog, any animal in the world that I don't own, or I don't know what gender, or I don't know the name of this animal, they use he, they use she. This is a very big mistake, because when I don't know an animal, it's considered a thing, practically a thing. So I refer to it as a thing. So I use it for unknown animals. Unlike the case of having or owning a cat at home or any pet at home. I know the name, I know the gender, I know whatever. So I refer to it as a human. It's not a thing anymore. So I use he or she. Okay? Alright, now for they and them. Again, they and them is just like he, she, it, okay? But so I'm talking about them, okay? So I'm talking about people who might not be there, okay? And so remember the word, as I said before, the word about refers to third person. So third person. Also female and male, right? So they can refer to boys, girls, female, male, women, men. All right? We and us. So we. What is the meaning of we? We is just like I, but instead of being one, I'm more than one here. I'm two and above. So we, okay, and us. So I'm talking about we're talking about ourselves. So I consider them first person. One, female and male. Alright, so we and us can be for female and male. For you, which is like the only second person pronoun in English, because I speak to you. Okay, and when I speak about you, I don't mean that you here is third person. Why? Because I spoke about you. when I say you, I'm pointing at this person, and this person is present, is right there. I can see that person I'm talking about. So this makes it second person. I'm talking about you. When I say you, meaning I'm pointing at this person is there, and that person can see me talking about him or her. So it is also considered second person. So number 2, female and male. Okay, so let's review what we've talked about. So we said that personal pronouns from the word person refers to the 3 types of person pronouns in English: first person, second person, third person. First person, as I said, first, number 1, so one's own speaking. Okay, and I'd like to make an exception in this video, which I don't like to make often, but I am going to write what first person, second person, third person are in Arabic only this time, because I know that they are a bit hard to understand, but I'm sure that if now I write them in Arabic, then all the non-native speakers watching will definitely understand them. First person in Arabic is ضمير متكلم. Second person is ضمير مخاطب. And third person is ضمير غائب. Okay, متكلم means speaking, مخاطب spoken to, and غائب spoken about. غائب, the person is absent, is not there, the person is not present, so it is considered as is. Okay, I hope this helps you guys. Anyway, this is all for I, he, she, it, they, we, you. On the other side, we've got me, him, her, it, them, us, you. Remember that I put them next to each other for a reason. Me only comes to I, and him only comes to he. Her is only related to she. As for it, them, us, and you. Okay, we explained what female, male, first, third, first, second. Female, male, male, female, female, male, female, male, female, male, and female, male. So now that we know the differences between, we have 3 differences, and I only mentioned 2 here because the third difference is going to be explained alone. Anyway, so now that I know the difference between those personal pronouns, and I'm going to explain now how to differentiate between I, and what's the difference between I, what's the difference between he and him, what's the difference between she and her, what's the difference between it and it, they and them, we and us, you and you. So we've explained in personal pronouns the 2 basic differences. We talked about which person pronoun the personal pronoun referred to, and if it referred to female or male, the gender. So we talked about gender and first, second, or third person. Now I still have 2 differences. The only problem is that the second difference I want to talk about and explain can be better understood when after I explain the verb, which comes after explaining pronouns. So, but however, I'll explain the 4th difference. I didn't want to at first, but alright, I will. But I have this PS, postscript. If you have problems understanding the 4th difference, wait until I explain the part of speech verb. Wait until I explain the verb, and then it'll be very easy. It'll be much easier to understand. Maybe now the 4th difference you might have some difficulties in, but for those who understand, then congrats. Okay, The third difference, after specifying what gender each personal pronoun takes and which first, second, or third person works also with, we're going to start with the third difference, which is singular, plural. And a lot of people have problems with singular and plural. Hopefully, I'll clarify everything now. Singular, as I put in this formula, so when I think of singular and plural, I get those two in mind, those two formulas for you who, for those who like math. Okay, so I have singular and plural. I look at these formulas or equations. Singular is 1. Plural is 2 and above. It's just not like Arabic, because in Arabic I have 1, I have 2, which is the dual, and I have then the plural, which is 3 and above. In English, no, it's different. I either have singular or plural. I'm talking about one thing, singular. More than that is plural. Okay, so don't be confused, guys. Now, as you can see, I put the singular personal pronouns here and the plural personal pronouns here. I, me, singular, only one. He, him, also only one person. She, her, one female. He, him, one male. It, one thing. Now for plural. We and us. 2 or more people. They and them. 2 or more things, people, animals. Alright? So this is the third difference. Singular and plural. Now you're probably asking yourselves, what is you doing here? For you, in English, you is singular and plural at the same time. Whether I'm talking to a person or I'm talking to. Notice that I use to, second person. Whether I'm talking about one person or more, I always use you. You works for singular as well as it works for plural. So this is for the third difference. Okay, so let's start with difference number 4. Like I've mentioned before, it might be a bit hard for you to understand for now, but later on, hopefully, after explaining what a verb is, you'll be able to ace it perfectly. Let's take the first sentence. I love you. Now I need you to know that when deciding what pronoun to put or replace the noun with, I need to know if it's singular, if it's plural, first person, second person, third person. I need to know what to use, female, male, and I also need to put in mind whether to use the pronoun, whether subjective or objective. Let's see. In a sentence, I look at the verb. Alright, I look at the verb. The verbs here, in the first sentence, love, second sentence is, third sentence, do and know. We have a verb phrase here, but we're only going to take know, okay? This is an action verb. This is an action verb as well. Is a linking verb. Anyway, how does this help me? In a sentence, the part that comes after the action verb should always have objects. And the part before, always subjects. Alright? Same thing applies for here. For is, this part, no. Let's not care about this part because I don't have any pronouns. Let's say the previous part. This part here, subject. And the final verb here, this part, object, and this part here, subject. Now, how do I decide? Remember the column that I did, the two columns I wrote? Alright, I wrote, in the first column, I wrote he, she, I, it, they, we, and you. In the second column, him, her, me, it, them, us, and you. Now, we conclude that this first column here contains all subjective personal pronouns, and the second column right here consists of all the objective personal pronouns. So I put an O here. Now I know where to use the subjective and where to use the objective. So this is difference number 4. The first sentence here, I used I in the subjective. I can use he, she, it, they, we, and you. Of course, with changing the verb, singular or plural. For the objective, I can use him, her, me, it, them, us, you. Alright? Same thing applies for the second sentence, she, he, I am, it, they are, we are, you are. Same thing also applies for the last sentence. Do we know them? We, of course, takes he, takes she, etc. And them also takes all the objective personal pronouns. Keep a notice that we should always change the form of verb according to the number of the pronoun.